Hi, for what it's worth, I'm Mike. This is Justin, and we're here to tell you about the NXT Takeover Phoenix. Give you a little recap on that in a brief 5-minute or so video. So, it started off with an incredible tag team match. The War Raiders and Undisputed Era, the tag team champions. But that entrance that the War Raiders came out to, that was so awesome. Right then and there, I knew they were winning. There's no way you're going to put that much of a stage presence for a contender and not have them win.
Yeah, I definitely felt the same way. You saw Undisputed Era come out with their normal entrance.
Yeah, which was good, but not to the War Raiders.
Yeah, no, they definitely gave an actual presence to the War Raiders. Made them feel like they had something behind them.
And did you know one of those Vikings in front was Sarah Logan? And that was Rose's new wife, right? Or is it Hanson's new wife? I'm sorry. Yeah. Hanson, don't kill me. I wasn't doing it, transferring it to her. It's yours. Anyway, back to you.
But they put on an incredible match from the beginning to the end. It got especially good in the middle, towards the end.
Why? What happened?
Well, why don't you tell us?
Was that when Hanson went to dive on outside the ring and he completely missed and he just killed himself in that left row to get double teamed by both the Undisputed Era, and they really gave it to Rowe for quite a minute. And he was struggling, looking for his partner, who was still flat on his back after diving and not belly flopping, but crashing and burning outside the ring.
Yeah, that was my favorite spot in the match, I'd say.
Yeah, I think the next match was kind of impressive myself with Riddle versus Ono.
Yeah, I had very little expectation for this match.
I didn't, because I think Riddle's a really good wrestler, and he hasn't had his chance to open up his character, if you will. And when Ono was stepping on his fingers, and
that looked like it hurt.
And
his feet. Because Riddle doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah, and when he kicked him right in the mouth and made his mouth bleed, did you see that still frame shot where he's like with the boot in his mouth? Oh my gosh.
They did put on a much better match than I anticipated.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it took about as long as I expected.
It did take a minute to get started compared to the War Raiders match, but as it built and went to the end, you could really see how much of a beating Riddle was taking from Ono, and he gave it right back, and once again, he wins over Ono.
Yeah, little people expected.
You couldn't do much.
Expected Ono to win. So,
well, Ono's a bad MFer. You know?
he's talented. Just WWE hasn't utilized him the way he was in the Indies.
But he's about to.
Yeah, hopefully we see that take off. But one guy they have used really well, Johnny Gargano, fighting against Ricochet.
Ooh, he ain't nothing nice.
Both incredibly talented wrestlers.
Oh, what a match. That was the show stealer, in my opinion. What do you think?
It's a little tough for me between that match and the NXT title match.
Yeah.
But both were incredible matches. I loved how...
Well, I'm glad that Gargano versus Ricochet was a title match.
Yeah.
But the North American Championship.
Yeah.
That Ricochet took it to Gargano, but there was one thing I couldn't get over was that Ricochet, no matter how long or where he was in the match, how hurt he was, or almost how hurt was Gargano, he still tried to go off the top rope in some way at almost all spots. Yeah. And that was, I think, his downfall, and really the whole match downfall, because he kept going for the same thing over and over again, and once in a while he'd catch it, once in a while he wouldn't. But it made it look not as good and complete as it was earlier in the match when they were doing their grappling and they were all back and forth into each other.
Yeah. You have, at one point, Ricochet jumps on the top turnbuckle and out of the ring over the post.
That was yeah, there were some badass jumps, but some of them, you just, again, are you doing this again, Ricochet? I mean, you've done it. He's going to see this. And it happened. Johnny was able to know, and he got out of the way.
Gargano's a smart wrestler. I don't think there's really been... when it comes to story, he definitely catches on.
Yes.
He doesn't seem like one of those wrestlers that just...
Oh, no.
Lets everything happen.
That's a different match. Sorry. Oh, no. No, Gargano really earned his match, earned his victory, and beat Ricochet. I was way wrong on my preview predictions of thinking lots of interference of Tommaso in this one and maybe Alistair. And so my picks, as much as they may have been right to an extent, they were wrong because all of my interference
well, let's not forget, you still expected Ricochet to retain.
Yeah, like I said, all of them.
I expected Gargano to win because of interference.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't know if it would happen, and if
I was really pleasantly surprised when there was no interference in this match, and it was just a fight between the two of them.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I actually started to remember by the time the Tommaso match came around was they really don't do too much mixed interference on NXT. They let the competitors have their matches because the storyline is really maybe only a month or two at a time, compared to WWE main schedule where they could be doing something today and it's not going to happen until SummerSlam. And so you have a real super slow build and you have to keep repeatedly doing stuff and interfere to make it go on to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But because they don't do that, the matches were perfect, or not perfect, but they were excellent, and they made it what they should have been, good quality matches. So I like that. Then especially even the Baszler-Belair match where Belair was undefeated.
Yeah.
And Baszler, excuse me, please don't come here, kick my ass. Because she kept saying she was overrated.
Yeah, they put on a really good match. There was a few points where I thought Baszler had it.
Woo.
And then Belair would,
not tap out.
Yeah, she was getting choked, and she stood up with Baszler on her back and got out of it a couple times. And
see that whip with her hair?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She whipped Baszler with her hair and cut her stomach. Oh, that. Oh.
Get that long? That's like getting a real, 9 whip, or what do they call it? Cat's eye 9 whip or something like that. I forget. I don't know. I'm not a whipper. I'm a whippersnapper. You whippersnappers. All I know is New England's the best. We're undefeated. And anything else is wrong is right. Rule number 1. It's my cave, my rules. Therefore, when I'm wrong, refer to rule number 1. For what it's worth, that's what I mean.
But at some point, Belair couldn't pick up Baszler again, and she ends up passing out and losing this match.
Baszler really worked over Belair. Belair put up a show that was really good, but couldn't compete and stay with Baszler. And it was a little disappointing that Baszler's 2 lackeys on the side there wanted to, get involved, even if for a slight distraction. It didn't really ruin the match, but Belair, she could have beat her anyway. Why did you need to do that?
Yeah,
Makes no sense.
I think they probably did that to make Belair not look so weak.
No, look so... Oh.
Because they know Baszler looks strong just because of her moveset and how she wins.
And she kicks her ass.
And, so they're trying to make Belair not look as bad by losing. Especially going with the undefeated thing for quite a while.
No, it's now overrated. It's not undefeated anymore.
No, not anymore. But needless to say, it was an incredible match, leading us to the main event. Tommaso Ciampa fought Aleister Black for the NXT Championship.
And this, to me, was already set winner because tomorrow was the Royal Rumble for them, and I just really believed that Aleister was going to be put into the Royal Rumble, and if he was going to do that, then Tommaso was going to have to retain. Mm-hmm. Well, what do you see? That was a hell of a match, and Tommaso held on, and boy, at some points I didn't know which way it would go, back and forth. It was really good.
Yeah, it was an incredible match, exactly what you'd expect out of these two.
High quality.
Very, very good match. But what's really interesting is how the show ended after the match.
Oh, yeah, when Johnny come out with his new North American Championship and Tommaso walking back with his NXT Championship, and you had DIY both holding belts but not in a team. And did you hear that after the pay-per-view went off the air, guys? We got a little bit of a tell. If you don't know, you haven't seen it, went off the air. And out came, who came out first?
It was
Velveteen Dream first came over to Tommy. Johnny Gargano, and then Adam Cole came out, and then Ricochet came out, and
Alistair came back up the ramp.
yeah, and Alistair.
You had Ciampa, Gargano, and Adam Cole on one side, and you had Velveteen, Alistair, and Ricochet on the other side.
Which they went and brawled, and now they are going to be at a halftime match, 3-on-3, for the halftime show of the Super Bowl, where the Patriots will win, so you can skip the halftime and go to the NXT match. We don't need to see anything happening there because you just want to get back to the game after. Oh, sorry. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a smart move for WWE.
I do. They did it before.
These 6 wrestlers together are so talented. To give them 15 minutes to do a match,
Not enough time.
it's not. They are very talented. I want to know how it's gonna go, but I'm probably not gonna watch this during the Super Bowl.
Oh, I am. I'm going to the other room, putting on the PlayStation, and I'm going to have it set up just for halftime. When halftime comes on, I'll be, see you later, peace, boom, into the other room, and then I'll be coming back.
Yeah, and so I do expect a decent match out of them, just not enough time. So we end up doing our predictions for NXT last week. It was
I picked War Raiders. I got one win. I picked Riddle. I did pick Ricochet. I did pick Baszler, and I did pick Ciampa. So I was 4-1 in last week's 5 matches for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I believe I chose War Raiders. I chose Matt Riddle. I chose Gargano. I chose Belair, and I chose Ciampa. So I'd also be
4-1.
So
Very good. Well, we're on to the next pay-per-view with the next recap. Another time, we're going to give you next the Royal Rumble, and after that, we're going to have one with the Wrestling Rumors, AEW, Ring of Honor, WWE. Do you know there may be some WWE superstar on his way to AEW? Heard a couple of things. Check that out when you get a chance when we post it. So it's a little bit longer than 5 minutes since I'm from New England, and 1 minute is as long as I want it to be. So honestly, this is still 5 minutes, even though it may say 12. It's just for what it is, for what it's worth. It's really 5 minutes, okay? And I'm not biased. I just know that, when in doubt, I'm right. Okay. For what it's worth, have a great one. I'm Mike. That's Justin. We'll see you next time.